bossman said, that's enough.
So his trailer is lower to the ground, but I feel like my box is bigger even though we both have a 7x14 with 4-foot walls. I don't know. I can fit a lot more in this one than his. It's kind of weird. I don't know. At least it looks like it.
What's up, you guys? Andre here with Jack of All Trades. I got a contractor that messaged me. He cuts trees in my area and he doesn't have a mini skid, but he's got a dump trailer. He actually hired me like half a year ago or something to haul logs from his uncle's house, and now he's did a pretty big project, and he's hired me for tomorrow for like a daily rate. So I gotta get like 5 sheets of plywood and this beast. I'm gonna get it loaded up today because I'm not trying to do it in the morning and make a whole bunch of noise, because I am in a neighborhood, unfortunately. I got this boy loaded up, plywood. I like storing the ramps here instead of putting them back in because it's just easier and quicker. Yeah, boy? So I'm on the job site, got the mini warming up. This guy has a nice truck. This is gonna be a pain though. I have no idea how we're gonna get those out. It's such a steep hill. This side is gonna be easy, but then we have a bunch of stuff back there. It's gonna be his first time running one of these. Let's see how he does. You want to grab it from the top, raise it up, and put the grapple down. Yeah, and kind of go onto it, squish down, and grab it. Open it more. Yeah. Raise it up, and now tilt it down. All right, now force it in. No, keep going down. Don't grab yet. Rev it up a little bit. And then push the grapple more down. Can you or no? Okay, just pick it up then. You're good. Yeah, just open the grapple. Go a little more forward. That's good. Now tilt it down.
you glance, your everlasting light. Met your eyes, razor sharp, cut right through the crowd. I don't even want to know your name, I just wanna keep you to myself. Stay with me or leave me be, I want you all too bad. We're strangers in the night. We're in a strange delight.
Bossman said that's enough. Alright, the bossman went to drop off that load, and I'm gonna start loading my trailer while he's gone. Probably be back in about 40 minutes or so.
Bigger, even though we both have a 7x14 with 4-foot walls. I don't know, because I can fit a lot more in this one than in his. It's kind of weird. I don't know. At least it looks like it.
So he's still not back, but I still got room in here. I loaded down that side. I was thinking about turning my truck around, but because the driveway is not big enough for me to load from the side, unless I jackknife it down there. But then I don't want to block him in when he comes in, because it's a pretty long driveway. So what I'm gonna do is basically just leave the truck here and probably start grabbing from here and putting in. I have probably like 3 more logs on this side, so they're kind of tangled up in a rope, but it should be pretty simple. So I'm gonna just leave it right here and load it down at this angle, I guess. Kind of sucks when you don't have too much turnaround space. Like here, there's perfect amount of room, but I'd rather have it closer to the pile I'm loading. Love this thing. It's doing so good. This grapple kind of sucks, doesn't extend too much, but I don't know if any of these root grapples extend more than that, but it grabs pretty nicely. Let me see how many hours I have on it now. I did my 50-hour maintenance, and I think next one's due at 250. Let's see. 107 on this boy right now, not bad. It's been pretty reliable, honestly. This is a big piece right here. This is probably like 900 pounds. It's shaking the machine a little bit, but it's definitely not too much for it to not lift. It may be 800 pounds, but yeah, it's a long one. What do you boys think? Should I stop? I mean, it's already a lot more weight than his trailer got loaded, and he kind of didn't want to load more because I guess he never hauled too much, and I get it. Kind of intimidating the first time you haul heavy, but this ain't too much because there's brush at the bottom, and his trailer had a bunch of brush at the bottom, probably like, I want to say 6,000 pounds max in his trailer. This one probably right now is at around 8, maybe 9, so I might throw in a few little things and stop, but I'm gonna leave it like that because it is gonna be heavy because it's all oak. There comes Boss Man. Looks like I got done just in time. They're too long. MS271. Man, those are gonna be fun up there though. We'll see how we're gonna get that done. So basically I'm using the machine to pull it off the hill, and then he's cutting it, and then I'm grabbing it and pulling it again, just because if I pull the whole thing, it's gonna put too much pressure on the machine. I wish I had a new truck. I bet that truck doesn't even feel that load. My 7.3's pulling this load of logs pretty good though, but those trucks definitely don't compare. A lot more comfortable too, but one day. So the plan was for us to disconnect and just him keep swapping out trailers in between his truck and just haul them with his truck. But then I was like, it's fine because I need someone to cut while I'm loading with the skid, plus it's less work disconnecting and reconnecting and all that. So plus his house is not far from here, and we're just gonna dump them on his property, so shouldn't be bad. Basically about to dump in a random ditch. Just kidding. But look, everybody's dumping in ditches just because the washout was crazy out here. Look at these mountains. Firewood everywhere. It's just way too hilly, so why not? He's kind of wild driving with no tarp, but I guess he's so country that he don't care. But I didn't want to scare people behind me, so I put it on because I got logs sticking over. This is a bit sketchy, not gonna lie, because if you start sliding, yeah, I don't think it's stopping. Until you hit a tree, probably. We had so much rain, I just fell into a hole. We're gonna have to get pulled out. Dump trailer sunk in on this side. It's like buried. Hopefully this Audi can pull me out and then I can try again. Yeah, that Audi didn't have the juice in it, but we're gonna bring his big truck, so we'll see. If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna dump it right here, because it's sunk in bad.
Yeah, this is a load. All right, go ahead. All right, don't do it. We gotta hook up your truck. We're not gonna be able to get out. Let's go. Everything's dumping. Doing some sketchy stuff right now. I can't believe I was able to back up the mini skid up this hill. Super angled, so I gotta be extremely careful because if I flip it over on this hill, I'm done. Pushed everything onto the road from that massive hill up there, and then now we got this going on. Just gonna drop them straight down here, I guess. So the job is going pretty good. We got all we needed to get down from up there. Man, it was sketchy, let me tell you. I mean, look at this hill, it's ginormous. Pushed all these down here with the mini skid. I got up from here. It was less steep, but it was still steep. It's going like this. Barely made it. Doesn't look steep on the phone, I don't know why, but it was. And then that tree that was laying down, we got it all down, pushed it all over there. I gotta wait for the mail lady to leave, and then I can start loading up these boys. And then we'll get his. And then probably one or two more trips total, and then we should be all done. And we did 3 so far.
clean up these big ones here, but the ground is so soft. Not good. Tearing it up. And it's on a hill. Doesn't look like a full load, but it's heavy with logs up in there. We're gonna dump it into this ditch and let it decompose, I guess. Biggins. I can't believe I'm stuck again. Like, I have good tread on my tires. He has 37s, I got 35s, and he's not getting stuck. Plus, I had this stump that I ran over, and there's a rock on the other side, so that's definitely helping with me get stuck. So I'm gonna get rescued by the 6'7" again. Ah, this sucks. We got unstuck really easy. It just sucks because it waits like an extra 15-20 minutes hooking up, unhooking, and yeah. Got one more load to do with both trailers. So instead of doing 2 loads, we just put everything in one. It's not worth doing 2 loads. There's not that much, and it's pretty much loaded to the max. Still has some gaps, so I don't think it's over 10,000 pounds. If it is, not more than 14,000 for sure though, because the tires are nowhere near as to the ground as they would be if it would be overloaded. Instead of just going to his house and dumping, we're just gonna do the final cleanup today, so he doesn't have to come another day and clean up the gravel and stuff. So yeah, this is gonna be a nice load for him. All right, we got done, cleaned everything up. Gotta love it when they pay cash. Long day at work today. I left before the sun came out, and I'm back way after dark. I was gone for almost 13 hours today, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do to put food on the table. I mean, the job was an hour away and then an hour back, so I wasted just 2 hours in drive time, but then got stuck twice. Unreal. Thank goodness this guy has a 6'7" with mud tires. I mean, I thought mine are pretty good in the mud. I haven't gotten stuck with them, and I mean, 4x4 worked great all the time, and I don't know. I guess we had so much rain that I was just sinking in at his house and I couldn't get out. But it is what it is. Job got done. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.